Hello and welcome to our Year 3 writing workshop, where we aim to explain to you what writing looks like at Dilks Academy and how you can help your children with writing at home. Throughout the workshop online, you'll see a selection of pictures that I've selected. At school, we try to use pictures as prompts, any exciting visualization, real life scenarios to encourage children to want to write and explore their imagination. So here you can indeed see a little mouse in a can with an umbrella, adrift at sea, and it will encourage lots and lots of ideas about how it's got there, what it's doing, how it might be feeling, where it's going. And this is the way that we try and really encourage the children to write at Dilks Academy. So in terms of spellings, what would your child be able to do as we come to the end of the school year? They'll be looking at prefix and suffixes. So at the beginning of a word, you might have things like anti, dis, miss. At the end of a word, you might have meant or ed or ing, and they'll learn how to spell words with prefix and suffixes and know how to add them to a root word. They'll look at spelling homophones, so words that are spelt differently indeed mean different things, and look at the spellings of both of those words, like there, and there. They'll look at words that are commonly misspelt at this age and look at correcting those. They'll look at using apostrophes for possession and for plurals, and looking at how to use a dictionary to check the spellings of their words. There's a picture of a rabbit along on the side that looks like it's indeed taken over the world, and understandably the humans look quite distraught over it. So this would be a lovely picture for you to perhaps share with your children and talk about what those rabbits are doing there, how they've got there, and what intentions they may have for these humans that they're running after. Handwriting. So your children will be working a lot on joining their handwriting now. So we use a flick to go into each of the words that they write. We use the Nelson handwriting font as our preferred font for writing, focusing on having tall ascenders and descenders. So the ascenders are the letters that are longer, for example, B and D, T and L, K. And the ones that are the descenders are those that go below the line, so P and Q, etc. We're looking at making sure that there's a finger space in between each of the words, but they're not spaced out too much or not enough. Here we've got a picture of some sort of takeover of the world. So an elephant is sitting on top of a tortoise. There is a whole city that has been built on top of that elephant's back, and there's a helicopter that's coming over to do not quite sure what. There's a horse that's getting its way up a ladder, and a girl's reaching for something on the shelf. Now, intentionally, I've cropped out some of that picture to allow the children to have a bit of imagination about what that girl is reaching up to. Composition, that's what the writing is actually made up of. So at school, we often have a 2-week unit, a week where we immerse the children into a topic that we're studying, get them excited about it, motivated and wanting to write. And then at the latter part of that first week and in the second week, they generally write their own version of an event that may have occurred. So the children learn to plan their writing, to have a certain order, and to be able to portray their ideas that they've discussed in class. Got Santa, who is on a beach. He's running away, or is he running to something? He looks like he is equipped for the sunnier weather there. And where is he going? Is he taking a break? Is he rushing to get ready for Christmas? So like I mentioned, the children plan their writing and they look at how they can portray their ideas in the best way possible. We look at this through lots of descriptive writing, so describing the character, describing the setting, using paragraphs to split it up and encourage good pace in the story. As they complete their writing, they look at improving and editing it, and it's a vital part of the process of writing. No author is quite complete until they have edited and improved their writing. So we give children plenty of time to do this, not only to check out spellings and punctuation, but to assess the effectiveness of the writing. Is it really got the purpose that the children intended when they started telling that story? We encourage the children to read out their ideas and their writing, to praise them for their efforts, and to show them that there is an audience for their writing. We've got an open van there and a street that's full and flooded with watermelons and lots of water. How do they get there? Has that van that's got the door open got anything to do with it, or are they being collected in there? How many more melon are there across that street? Vocabulary, grammar and punctuation indeed go hand in hand with the children's writing. So we encourage the children to have a range of sentence types. So they build a basic sentence with conjunctions to join two sentences together using and, if, but, so, because, etc. We encourage the children to be aware of the tense that they're using, to encourage the children to use varied pronouns so that they're not having lots of repetitions, so not just having I, or Jim, 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 but alternative pronouns. We look at the beginnings of sentences to express time and add detail to the sentences using fronted adverbials as an opener for the sentence, and indeed punctuating all of those parts of a sentence well. And we look at using apostrophes for both possession and for plural in year 3 also. So there's a picture here of a boy who's climbed up a tree. Now, we wouldn't accept a child just to write a boy climbed in the tree. We'd like them to we'd encourage the children to have a lot more description in their writing. It increases their understanding, it shows more imagination, and it makes that writing a lot more enjoyable to read. So an example might be the boy, who was known for being mischievous and fun-loving, eagerly darted up the legs of the towering tree where he watched his friends search for him. The snake hissed, so rather than just accepting, yep, that's a good sentence and it's well spelt and the handwriting's beautiful, we'd like to encourage the children to have more description. With its mouth wide, eyes alert and tongue razor sharp, the snake let out a venomous hiss, warning his prey that he was near. As a final point, I'd really like to stress the importance of reading and writing and its link. Students who read more and read, they'll write better. Students who write will want to read more. And those that are reading more will indeed write better. And there is a very powerful link in there. We'd like to encourage reading as much as possible to develop children's imagination and understanding of the power of words. There's a vast array of pictures within this presentation that I'd love for you to share with your children and see if you can encourage their writing at home. As ever, if there's anything that we can support you with further, please do ask the teacher and we'll endeavour to support you too. Thank you very much.